A full month of pandemonium for Songkran, hundreds of foreigners being arrested in Phuket. Safe to say, this past week in Thailand has been pretty interesting. I'm Ian, you are watching Tempus TV. Let's get into it. Considering it is April, Thais and foreigners alike, one thing is on everybody's mind, and that is Songkran. Now, if you don't know, Songkran Festival is the celebration of the Thai New Year, and it is the biggest water fight in the world. Everywhere you go, there will be people up and down the streets closed, everybody has water guns, everybody's getting blasted. In general, it's a really good time. But last month, the announcement came out that Songkran festivities would be extended, and a lot of people, myself included, thought that this meant that these water fights were going to be going on for an entire month. Now, don't get me wrong, while it is a good time, a full month of it is a lot, because I'm telling you, it's to the point where you cannot go anywhere without getting soaking wet. And since it's so hot in Thailand, that might sound super fun, but after 4 or 5 days of it, it can be a lot. So when that news came out, it was very controversial, really. A lot of people were excited about it. A lot of people were not excited about it. But a week and a half into April, you may have noticed wherever you are, things aren't really too crazy. The Prime Minister of Thailand came out a couple days ago and just kind of clarified everything. So essentially the way that it's working is the official celebrations, they're broken up over different times all across the country with the idea of maybe people that have family or friends in other places and they want to travel, they can celebrate in both places. So when you look at it like that, it does become a month-long thing. Now, if you're in Pattaya, Pattaya is one of the longest official celebrations. The one on paper is from the 17th to the 19th. The 19th being the big official day where they will close Beach Road. Everywhere you go, like the 19th will be crazy, so just be ready for that. But there's no real rules against starting early. So I know in the past day or two, Soi 7 and Soi 8 over in central Pattaya have kind of gotten started, so just be ready for that. The only day that's gonna be really intense where you can't be tactical and maybe get around the water fights is gonna be the 19th. On the 19th, no matter where you go, if you're on a motorbike, you are gonna get soaked. If you're in a car, it's gonna take you hours to get anywhere. But not to worry, it's not gonna be a month long. Here in Pattaya, it's probably gonna be about a week or so from what I remember. That's what it was last year. But like we said, the 19th is the really crazy day. Just another quick point that I wanted to touch on real fast. If you are noticing, maybe you've been in Thailand for a year or two, that this year seems like technically it's the rainy season right now, and usually around my birthday in March, things start to thin out. There's not as much people around, but I saw an article today that kind of gives, a reason to why that might be. This one's from the Tiger. It's titled, Thailand sees remarkable tourism boom in Q1 2024. Thailand experienced a remarkable tourism boom in the first quarter of 2024 with the arrival of 9.37 million international tourists, a hefty 44% surge compared to the same period in 2023. So what does this mean? Obviously, places you go, restaurants and things like that are going to be more busy, but obviously with an influx, there's more demands for things, so prices are likely going to increase. That's just the name of the game. I've noticed it with a couple of little random things. Some restaurants have bumped their prices by like 20 baht, and then motorbike rentals have also gotten a bit more expensive. So just something to think about if you came to Thailand maybe 2 years ago and kind of had the place to yourself. Not the case anymore. That ship has sailed. I read a few articles today, all coming out of Pattaya. One was referencing motorbike theft. One was referencing motorbike wheel theft, which I think is kind of funny, leaving a scooter on block and stealing the wheels. It's not funny that your stuff gets stolen. That's just very unique. That's not something you would ever see in America. Another one was it was recently an assault near Jomtien Beach. And probably the craziest one is there was apparently a big brawl near Walking Street in Pattaya the other night, and gunfire was involved. I don't really know the details. The article was honestly kind of vague, but I just wanted to take these points and say, yes, especially compared to a lot of places in America. In general, Thailand is a lot more safe. You don't have to worry about theft as much. You can leave your helmets or your motorbikes parked in places all the time. You can walk around at night and be generally safe and not have too much to worry about. But personally, I always believe in not giving anybody the opportunity to take advantage of you. So even though Thailand's super chill, I still think like a buddy system is good if you're out partying. If you're gonna be out late at night, especially if you're a lady, of course, take some people with you. It doesn't hurt to be safe. So just keep everything tight. If you're out drinking, make sure you guys have a plan. Everybody stick together. It's not to say that anything's gonna happen. Highly unlikely that it would, but there's no harm in making sure. Now for a recent pretty major story that is coming out of Phuket. Unfortunately, I think this is gonna have some implications for every foreigner in Thailand, whether you're directly involved with this or not. Now I've got an article here coming from the Bangkok Post titled, Phuket Task Force files 400 cases against foreigners. And it reads, at least 400 criminal cases have been filed against foreigners by Phuket's new special task force set up to watch out for bad behavior by visitors. The center was set up a month ago following several incidents involving foreigners, including the highly publicized case of a Swiss man who kicked a female Thai doctor on Yamu Beach in February. Now, from what I can tell, these arrests are kind of all across the board, from just general tomfoolery, people getting in trouble on the streets, to illegal businesses. And these arrests are coupled with jail time, fines, visas being revoked. So it just goes to show that things are ramping up a little bit. And with this focus on making sure foreigners are held accountable for doing illegal things in Thailand, just kind of reaffirms some points I've made in previous videos, saying that you cannot just run amok and get away with whatever you want. So we'll just kind of have to wait and see how this actually plays out, because I'm sure it will push into the immigration side of things. I'm sure with the Thai police having this influx of foreigners committing crimes, they're going to come down on immigration to be a little bit more strict on things. So that is something we will have to keep an eye on. I will definitely keep my ear to the ground and let you know any more developments. So that is what's happening this week in Thailand. If you've seen any developing stories or you have questions about anything that might be going on, feel free to drop them in the comments below, and I will do my best to make a video, or at least include them in a video if I had the answers. There are a few talking points that I kind of just refuse to do videos on, because I don't want to give you guys the wrong information, especially about things that are really important. But if you are in Thailand, thank you for watching. Happy Songkran, and I will catch you in the next video.